The race for the White House, 6 days to go until the final votes. A few moments ago, I spoke with Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim Walz. Governor Walz, thank you for joining us. You know, last night, Vice President Harris said she would seek common ground with people who disagree with her, saying she's going to work with everyone. But how is she going to find common ground with people who supported Donald Trump, someone she calls a wannabe dictator and a petty tyrant?
Well, good morning, George. Yeah, the vice president's rhetoric is the rhetoric that a president of the United States gives, one that understands we're all in this together, one that welcomes robust debate about the issues. I think we find common ground around the issues, lowering prices for Americans, making sure we're protecting their health care, making sure reproductive rights are something left to women and their doctors to make those decisions. And I think talking to them about the things that they're talking about at their kitchen table brings folks together. And she's pledged to make sure we bring those dissenting voices in. They're going to have a seat at the table because that's how we find real solutions. So I think that crowd in D.C. got to witness what Americans are hungry for, a unifying president, one that wants to find solutions.
The vice president was making that pledge last night, but Republicans have seized on those remarks from President Biden yesterday, where they say he was calling Trump supporters garbage. He says he was talking about the comedian. What's your response to that? Did it step on the vice president's message?
Well, the president's clarified his remarks, but let's be very clear. The vice president and I have made it absolutely clear that we want everyone as a part of this. Donald Trump's divisive rhetoric is what needs to end. He called this a garbage country and continues on from the enemy within. What you heard Vice President Harris say and what I say is there's a place for all of us here. And I think that's the one. She's running for president. She's making the message. And she delivered that speech on the ellipse that showed what we can be as a country. So I think America knows the direction we're going. She's laid out a new way forward, and that's what we're going to do for the next 6 days and then the next 8 years after that.
We saw Nikki Haley say that the Trump campaign has to start focusing on women, give up this macho stuff. But we also heard the vice president the other day concede to Governor Whitmer there in Michigan that you're having trouble making up ground with men. How do you do it?
Well, we're all talking to him. I think folks are still undecided. We go again back to those kitchen table issues. Men care about the lives of the women they love in their lives, and they do care about the issue on reproductive care. They also want to make sure that manufacturing jobs are coming back to Michigan. They want to make sure that their kids are safe in schools from gun violence. Men are no different than women in this, that they want to live safe and secure lives. They want an opportunity to thrive. That's why Vice President Harris has laid out an opportunity agenda, one that actually deals with these issues rather than dividing us.
You and Vice President Harris have continually said that you all are the underdogs in this campaign. Are you behind right now?
We're winning this thing, George. I'm down here in Charlotte. I was over in Columbus, Georgia last evening. There's energy out there. People are ready. I've done this long enough to go. These things are won at the end. We're not taking anything for granted. We're talking to voters across this country, every corner, trying to address their issues that they have and show them this positive vision. There's joy, there's happiness, and there's the idea that America's back to solve these issues. So we know it's going to be close, but we're going to win this thing. We've got the better ground game. We've got the excitement. We've got the momentum on our side.
What's your biggest concern with just 6 days to go, and are you confident there's going to be a clear result next week?
There'll be a clear result. My biggest concern is that Donald Trump has brought up a pessimism to folks, that folks don't believe that their vote matters. Those votes do matter. Your vote, get out there. Make sure you participate in this democracy. I think you're going to see Donald Trump continue to spiral downward in this really difficult and hateful rhetoric. We saw our fellow citizens in Puerto Rico have to endure this. We've seen it in Ohio with folks. That's what's going to end. So I think for me, it's for us to get out there to show them an optimistic, better way, an American way forward. And so that's let's just get this done for 6 days.
Governor Walz, thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks, George.